Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another video. My name is Jen from City Living with a Country Heart. In today's video, I am so excited. We're going to be making Amish bread. In the recipe, it says that this is a super soft, light, fluffy, wonderful bread, super kid-friendly, all the things that I've been looking for. And the Pop-Tarts, I know, again, they've just become a cute little sweet treat in our home, and I'm fine with it. So we're going to be making a yummy apple compote with a maple glaze. So excited for it. And stay tuned too, we got a little bit of a story time. Let's get into the video, guys. So I've activated my yeast in a cup of warm water and a cup of warm milk with 1.5 tablespoons of active dry yeast. It's nice and foamy, looks great. So to this cup of bread flour, 1/4 cup of coconut oil, and then 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Put our dough hook on here. Stir that up. Not exactly sure where I left off. I was not recording. Cup of sugar. We mixed that together, and then we added in total 5 cups of bread flour. So now we're just mixing that. It's pulling away from the bowl now, so I'm going to start my timer for 5 minutes and let this yummy dough knead for 5 minutes. Okay. Record. Check. So this is our dough. It is sticky. It's a little tough. Oh, actually, not so much. Not so much down here. So we are just going to roll this out a little bit. We're going to grease this pan, and then we're going to get it back into the oven to proof. To the oven. Okay. So this definitely doubled in size. You can see the lines. I put it on the lower rack in my oven, but still had, you know, the very top rack, so you can see the impression. Okay, so we're just gonna bunch this down. Ooh, I'm excited for this. I'm excited. So we're just gonna get this into 2 loaf pans, 9 by 5. I have a metal one and I have a glass one. I've oiled them both. This one out to the side. Now I'm just going to brush both loaves with some butter. We're going to get these back proofing for half an hour. And then they are going to go into a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to make a simple apple compote. I have about 4 apples. I have Gala, I believe. We're going to add a 1/2 cup of orange juice, a tablespoon of lemon, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a dash of nutmeg, and a pinch of salt. And we are just going to heat this up for 10 to 15 minutes until it gets nice and soft and yummy. So this is what our apple compote looks like after it has cooled. It took about, I would say about 13 minutes to get it to this consistency. All the liquid has evaporated. Probably, oh, there's mold in. I'm probably just gonna kind of mash this a little bit in the filling. I still want like that apple pie type texture. So that is what it looks like. Looks so yummy. We are just going to be making our Pop-Tart dough. To my food processor, I have 2 cups of water, a tablespoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of salt. I am going to cube up 2 sticks of butter, and then we are going to knead that into the dough, and with 3 tablespoons of milk and 1 egg. And we're just gonna kind of do this in batches. Adding a little butter at a time between pulses. Okay. I'm just going to put these into a glass bowl with a lid on it in the refrigerator for half an hour just to get it chilled again, and then we will roll this out. And I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you guys about an experience that we had. It's not the best story, but it definitely has a brave ending, so that's okay. Me and my kids went shopping. We shop at Trader Joe's. I've been shopping there for a long time. Friendly staff, love the place. You know, never a hard time. Staff is always super friendly. They know who we are. Trying to teach Holden you know, how to put the groceries away in the store, put the groceries away in the carriage, and he's 2, so, you know, and they're kids, they make noise, but unfortunately, in the store, it was just, that moment was like, kids needed to be seen and not heard type of a feel, so just carried on, kept shopping, and it was the same thing. And then it got to the point where anytime my kids made a noise, the whole store would be quiet. So it just put this energy into the store, and obviously children pick up on those things. They use their senses before they use anything else. Before they can talk, they communicate by their senses. So it was making it even more uncomfortable for them and their children. They're 2 and 4. So of course the behaviors were getting to a point where mom had to just say, enough is enough. I have to stop shopping. I need to take care of my kids first. And we got to the register, and it was a gentleman that we always have. In my mind, I nicknamed him Coach because he just reminds me of a coach, you know, that tall, strong presence of a man. You know, so a comfortable, a familiar person, and I'm standing there with my children, and it's just still, you know, and it's very awkward, and it was just a very unpleasant feeling, to the point where I'm going to be 40 next week, so yay 40. And I was a paramedic. I've seen things. I've seen gruesome things. I've experienced things. I worked in the Rona. Like, I'm not somebody who is easily shook. I'm not. You can put me in a sticky situation and I'm going to get there. But it was just so bad. And I'm looking at my child, and it was look, I'm in a cage, like that toxic energy. And I just looked at my children, and I, at 40, had tears coming down my face at a register where I'm grocery shopping, where it's my grocery store, where I buy my children, my family's food. You know, it didn't sit well with me. And all the while, I'm looking at my children, and I'm here to teach them how to behave appropriately in public and to be kind. How am I supposed to do that when the whole entire store was exhibiting the behavior that I'm trying to teach my child not to do. You know how people get at the grocery store. They're pushy. They'll cut you off. They'll reach over you. They'll invade your space. They won't say, excuse me, pardon me. None of those things. And I'm trying to teach a 2- and 4-year-old that that's not the correct way to be. But they're in a store full of people who are doing exactly that. And a 40-year-old mama at the grocery line with tears in her eyes. Needless to say, obviously I didn't get my shopping done. I had to leave. Didn't get all my groceries. But that's my grocery store. I trust where I shop. I trust the food. That's where I go. So I'm not going to compromise on that. So I ended up going back. I went back Saturday, had to completely change our whole entire weekend around. 2 days, 3 days, almost 4 days of filming. Fine, it is what it is. You know, we'll adjust, we'll move on. And I go back to the store that Saturday. And of course, I have, you know, apprehension, anxiety, all the things. But I'm like, I have to do this. I have to do this for me. I have to do this for them. I didn't take them. So I go to the store. You know, feeling it around, doing my thing, shopping, trying to be polite, courteous, but also get out of there. But then the staff saw that I had returned to the store. So they made it an extra point to make me feel comfortable at my grocery store again. And I appreciate that. Wholeheartedly appreciate that. Also, before I forget, we know how that brain works. But just before we were getting ready to part, I was paying the bill. All of a sudden, you see a herd. Literally every line, every alley in the store, the herd of people coming this way towards the register. So not only did all those experiences happen and my children became unsafe and I'm feeling unsafe as a mother and all of those things, and what was the point? Because they all showed up at the line at the same time. So that all happened just to sit there and wait anyway. But I did think that this was funny. But I wanted to talk about this because I know I'm not the only mother that this has happened to. I know that I'm not the only mother that this will continue, unfortunately, to happen to. I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. I say these things, I share this story for myself, for my children, and for other moms out there. If you hear this story and it happens to you, just know that you're not alone. Keep the courage, be brave, get through it. But needless to say, the brave part is I went back to the store in the same week, just a couple of days shy of the whole entire incident. I'm completely fine with carrying on shopping at my favorite Trader Joe's because I trust them. Cool. So now what I'm going to do. So with that said, folks, on to the fun stuff. See, I saved the sweet for last, right? So I'm just going to roll out the other dough. I'm going to fill it. I'm going to assemble it. I'm going to put it into the oven, I believe at 350 degrees for 10 or 15 minutes. And we're going to glaze these and eat them. Unfortunately, this again, I'm still on the hunt for my kid approved sandwich bread. But for these past 2 bread recipes, hands down, my favorite, definitely going in my vault and will be my go-to for myself and my husband bread recipes. Love. These, on the other hand, you saw last time. And if you didn't, definitely go ahead and check out our Halloween video. We did coffin Pop-Tarts for a special little treat, and the kids did a cool school project in it, so definitely check that out. But these Apple Pop-Tarts, it just doesn't roll off my tongue. But these were super cute. Well, folks, we hope that you enjoyed your time with us as much as we enjoyed our time here with you. If you all found some value here, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Share this video, like, comment. Did I say subscribe? So until next time, friends. Bye.